Welcome, Rangers fans, to another season of our Smithson Valley Coaches Show. My name is Larry Hill. I'm the head football coach and athletic coordinator here at Smithson Valley High School, and I'm joined by two of our football coaches, our offensive coordinator, Glenn Hill, and defensive coordinator, Craig Westfer. We're going to talk about our football program first, and then we're going to kick it over to another group of ladies who are going to talk a little bit about Smithson Valley athletics other than football and some other things going on in the school itself, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about this coming week's game. And we did have our season opener last Friday night here at Ranger Stadium against Reagan, just down to the wire, literally, game where, I think last year we won a nail biter by 1 point against them, and this year we fell short by 1 point. We got behind, our kids came back, gave ourselves a chance to win. We just weren't able to quite close the deal. But a good game, a playoff atmosphere, deep in the playoff atmosphere type game. And Coach Westfer, what were your thoughts overall about the game, and then obviously your side of the ball defensively?
Like you said, it was a great opportunity for our kids to play a playoff atmosphere type game that will pay off down the road. Against a really quality opponent, a 6A playoff team, the type team that we're going to have to beat down the road. And I was overall defensively, I was pleased with our kids' effort. Of course, they played extremely hard. We did some really good things with gap integrity, areas of improvement, which a good team like Reagan's going to expose early on in the season is we need to do a little bit better tackling, and then we need to eliminate explosive plays.
Of course, you can, play a lesser foe maybe in your season opener, and maybe everything go a little more according to script. But you may find out a little later in the year some areas, like as you said, that show up right away. So we disappointed in the outcome, but we feel like we got a chance to be a better team by being in that environment. Coach Hill, offensively, much the same, I suppose.
Yes, sir. Very similar. Coach Worsty mentioned explosives given up. We need to generate more explosives on the offensive end. And early on in the game, we kind of struggled to do that. Then the second half, I thought our guys did a great job. We got down 10 points in the third quarter, and there's a lot of teams out there that might fold and cave in at that point, and they kind of hunkered down and fought back and got us to within a point. Started to generate some of those explosives late. But obviously wait until the end. You have that risk of not getting it done. So we just need to get off to a better start, I think, going forward.
Right, no doubt. And let's talk about specific plays. Coach Westfer, on the defensive side of the ball, is there a play of the week that kind of stands out there?
I thought late in the first quarter, they had a fourth down opportunity down in our end of the zone. They were driving. We were up 7-0 at that point. And they tried to hurry up and run a quarterback sneak. Our kids did a great job of recognizing it out there. Jackson did a good job of getting us in the right front, the right defense there.
Right.
Goss and Justin Roberts got their pads down. They tried to run the quarterback sneak. Hack came in there from the side and grabbed the quarterback, as well as Dudzikowski. And of course, Maynard helped them push in the middle and stopped them on a big fourth down where they were down in our end of the zone, threatening to score, go up and maybe tie the game.
You bet. And again, just great recognition by our players early in the year when a lot of times your brain is fried and you're just so excited with adrenaline that you don't notice things like that.
Yeah.
Offensively, Coach, a standout play.
Yeah, we had a time we're down big in the third quarter and we're searching for a big play. And we're a team that's kind of established a reputation for having success with reverses over the years. Had a play called Crazy Pass where we're actually faking a reverse. So Freddie DeBose came around the corner and Ryland pitched up the reverse to him, and all the while on the backside, Brody Day was fake stalk blocking a safety, and they kind of slipped into the seam. 74 yards, got tackled on the one, scored on the next play. Really big play to kind of change the momentum of the game, and holding on to the football a long time back there. Had some big blocks in the backfield. Danny McBride, our tight end, had to hold a block on their end for probably 4 or 5 seconds to get that done. I thought that was a big momentum swing in our favor.
No doubt. And, in the kicking game, we had a big play that was not as big a play as it should be. In games like these, tight games, you've got to make plays in the kicking game as well. And we had a big punt return in the first quarter, all the way down to the 10, 15-yard line, that would set us up in a real short field for our offense. Jackson Duffy, who didn't return punts a year ago, but is now, and he got a bunch of really good blocks and set our offense up with the short field. We get a block in the back. So you say, well, Coach, that's not that big a play. Then it kind of speaks to what we can do in the kicking game, the kind of things that we need to be able to do. We've got some threats back there catching kicks. we've had good success with returns. Even with the penalty, we had a short field that we ended up going and getting points on. So, though, again, we in a game that had an absence of big plays in a kicking game, which we need to remedy, that was certainly one of them. So, games that go to the wire are usually going to be decided by one or two things, and there were probably about 5 or 6 what-if plays, no doubt, and so we got to remedy that. But that being said, before we get to talking too much about the Reagan game, we got another big one coming up, another quality opponent that we've got to play on the road. But before we do that, we want to kick it off to Melissa Miller, our head volleyball coach and assistant athletic coordinator, and our principal, Miss Stacy Snyder, who they're going to talk a little bit more about our other sports and what's going on there and what else is going on at Smithson Valley High School outside the sports arena. So we're going to kick it over to those ladies now. Ladies, take it away.
Thanks, Coach Hill. I'm joined today with the new principal of Smithson Valley High School, Miss Snyder. How are you?
I'm excellent, thank you.
Speaking of football, were you at that game Friday night?
I was, and we had a record crowd on Friday night. We want to give a big shout out to Donna Moore because she orchestrated a lot of the details for that. The other thing we had a big crowd at was Showdown. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we did host our 11th annual Showdown this weekend. We have 24 teams from all over the state of Texas come in. We host at 3 different sites. We actually took home the championship this year. So our girls were able to go 9-0 on the weekend, fought back against some really good teams after dropping the first set. We want to give a huge shout out to Britton Feddick, Megan Zamora, who were both named to the all-tournament team, and then Olivia Fuentes was voted as our MVP of the tournament, all Ranger volleyball players who played fantastic. But again, we couldn't have done it without the entire team. So big shout out to our volleyball program going 9-0 this weekend at the Showdown. We've also got water polo.
Oh, wait a minute, Coach. Before we go on, we have to give a big shout out to somebody else. Coach Miller, 400 wins this weekend.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Snyder. I did collect my 400th win. It's just a testament to the kids that I get to coach every day. It wouldn't happen physically, truly, without them. So huge shout out to all the Rangers that I've coached. This is my 3rd year. A lot of those 400 wins have happened here. Shout out to my assistants, to our varsity parents who made a great celebration, a day that I'll never forget. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
All right, let's celebrate some other people. We've got water polo going on. We've got tennis going on. We've got cross country going on. All of these kids have been up here since August 1st, training all 3 of those out in the heat, water polo, tennis, and cross country. Cross country's had some practice runs. Tennis has had some preseason stuff go on. Lots of success there. Looking forward to some big things from all of those programs.
Speaking of kids who have been here all summer working hard, our Ranger band, cheerleaders, dancers, and color guard are all performing every week. So come out and see them. Coach Miller, what else do we have going on this week?
So this week you can catch almost all of our teams. Our water polo is going to start their first district match today here versus Piper High School. So they will play at 5:15. We only have a girls team right now. If you are a boy who's interested in water polo, let me know. We'd love to put together a team. Our tennis team is headed to Bernie Champion today to start their district play. So they'll play today at 4. And then volleyball actually has today off, coming off a 3-day tournament. So the next time you can find us is here Friday at Smithson Valley. We're going to take on Steele High School. 9A and 9B go at 5 and 6, JV's at 5:30, and then varsity will follow at 7. We would love to see you guys if you can't make it to Harker Heights for football this week. Speaking of Harker Heights, do you have any idea where that is?
Yeah, it's about 2 hours from here in Killeen. So it's quite a haul.
Yeah, it is. Is that the furthest we've ever had to drive?
I don't know. Let's find out. Back to you, Coach Hill.
Thank you, ladies, and congratulations to our students and our student athletes on their successes from this past week, and good luck in the week that's come and to come. And now our next opponent, we have to do a little road trip here. We're playing Harker Heights High School in the Killeen Independent School District, one of their high schools. And it's about a 2.5-hour road trip. Before you fans start wincing too much over that, in our program's history, we've taken some road trips before. Coach Westover's been here all, now going on 31 of the years that I've been here. And then Coach G. Hill's been here almost 10 now. What's our longest road trip? Do y'all remember? Coach Westover?
Here's a couple of possibilities. It could be Cowboy Stadium in Irving for the state championship game. That was a pretty good road trip.
Okay, that's up in Dallas or Irving at the time. Coach G. Hill, your guess?
Longest since I've been here is Midland. Played in Midland Lee a few years back. That was a journey.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's one of those.
yeah. We played in Odessa. We played in Midland. Both of those, of course, beautiful country out there when you're driving. I think it is the Midland Odessa trips. Those are 5 hours. So you people that think this week's trip is long, it's about half of what we've done before. But we do go to Killeen to play Harker Heights. They're a big 6A program. They went 12-2, went to the 6A Division I quarterfinals a year ago. So we're jumping right out of Reagan and right into this in our quest to get better in a non-district schedule. Again, not scheduling cream puffs exactly. So certainly have our work cut out for us. Another big challenge, of course, we're on the road. Harker Heights offense, Coach Westerfer, what do they bring to the table?
Very explosive. They got all the receivers and the quarterback are all back from that playoff team they had last year that lost to the eventual state champion, and very explosive.
Yeah.
And they lost their running back from last year, but the one they got this year is very explosive, very strong, good runner. They have a good O-line. It's,
Tall challenge.
I would like to talk to the person who scheduled them.
Me too. Me too. He needs his head examined.
Yes.
Their defense, Coach Hill, we're going to move the ball against their defense. What challenges do they present?
Yeah, Coach Worsley mentioned some guys that graduated on offense. They had a couple key players that have graduated, but according to the film, they have fully reloaded. Got some really big defensive tackles up front that just penetrate, get off the ball, and try to dent the offensive line. Some really good linebackers. They're a 4-3 defense for the most part. They have a boundary linebacker he just seems to be everywhere. He's at the football at the end of every single play, whether he's blitzing or backside, and just ends up play side at the football. He's a heck of a football player. And then safeties that are great run fitters that we'll have to account for in the run game if we want to generate some more of those explosives.
We've certainly got our work cut out for us. We'll have to find a way to get some stops and get some turnovers, and got to find a way to move the football, create some explosives more than they do. And then, of course, we got to make a difference in the kicking game somehow with big returns or great kick coverage. And we're certainly capable of doing all that. We've got to do it against another high-caliber opponent on the road. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it, not only for this week, but in the weeks to come. So. We hope you'll make the trip up to Killeen, Leo Buckley Stadium, 7 o'clock on Friday in Killeen. And we'll see you back in here next week. Thanks for being here. Go Rangers.